All right, some scores. Who's going first? I'm going first. We're doing Shadows of the Erdtree. I give it a 10 because even though I haven't gotten through, Milady. That's all I gotta say. I love that sword. I love the wing
It's a
stance
great
Asher
sword.
wore. That shit makes me feel so tough. But yeah, like I've just fallen in love with Elden. It's one of the best games I've played ever. Uh, Miyazaki does not fail with the game. What else can I say? I have a lot of playtime. I've figured out and started learning so much about the game. Lore is the only thing I'm still kind of like about, but like just builds and stuff. Like I'm good with that. I'm trying out just random shit too, like that Swift Spear you find randomly outside of Castle Ensis. Like I've upgraded that to plus 24 and just started fucking around with that, and I'm like, I fuck with this. It's just, I don't know. It's just I can spend hours just not doing anything but doing something at the same time. I love it. 10 out of 10.
As guessed as before, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 as well because favorite game of all time, extend upon it, still a 10 out of 10. Um, I know people have been saying a lot of different things about what could happen. Honestly, if Godwin was the final boss, that would have been sick. But I think Godwin will have his time down the road. Either that or he'll just stay dead. Um, I do enjoy the different mechanics they added. You got your Smith script weapons. You have um, a bunch of different Asher Wars that really change the gameplay for a lot of the weapons. You have what was her name? Rolana's cameo, which does like stance on the talisman sector. I thought all these. There's a whole bunch of different factors that go into this DLC that I think really make it stand out from even the base game. You know, and for like what only $40 more, you essentially get a whole other game. I've beat Primer Dawn, slight flex, but there's still so much that I still have to do within the DLC. You know, I get sidetracked a lot with games. These guys know it, and eventually I'll go back to it and I'll dive deep into it once again. But uh, yeah, solid 10 out of 10. It. I loved that you have the scatter tree fragments that add an extra kind of not like mechanic, but build to the DLC. So it felt like not quite as you're going into beginning of new game or of base game first time ever playing. I felt that was there in somewhat of a respect again because when you first play Elden Ring, it's like, wow, this game is brutal, you know, and then you go into the DLC, whether you know you're a new game. I was a new game plus two when I went into it, and it's like you get that same sense of fear again, like, oh wow, all this is really damaging me. This is messing me up all over again, and if you're into Souls likes or if you're into the FromSoft games, you will feel that again with the DLC. And I've seen a lot of people say that a lot of the bosses are harder than any other game they've played. Quite frankly, but you know, because I've seen some of the Bloodborne bosses, and one day, hopefully, Sony will let go of that because I want to play it. But yeah, 10 out of 10 for me. Send a text, Chase, and to you.
I'm gonna give my score at the end. I do have some gripes.
Well, yours is now. Your time is now. So
Yeah.
gripe it up.
I'm griping.
You freaking
I will-
grapefruit.
I will talk about.
Get it?
I will talk about how Elden Ring base game 10 out of 10 for $40. We get another 10 out of 10 expansion. I didn't save it till the end. I just wanted to throw that in there right there. Shadow of the Erdtree, 10 out of 10. Fantastic addition to the base game of Elden Ring. Do I wish they expanded on the lore that I was personally wanting? I wanted to know what fucking Melena's been up to. I wanted to know like more about. Huh?
Melina?
Yeah.
She burned at the
we don't know like where she came from.
Oh.
We don't know any of her backstory. There's a bunch of different theories, especially if you did the Frenzy Flame stuff. You see that she becomes like the Gloom-Eyed Queen, or it's speculation, but that's pretty much what we can guess from what the cutscene shows us. She could be like the daughter of Marika, but she never truly calls Marika her mom, although all the other demigods who are her children call her mom or mother, you know. We don't know. But there's also Godwyn, how he is like one of the most important characters, and he's dead from the very start. We see him in the deep root depths, but it's just like he's such an important character, and you have this completely different like ending that you can get if you do Fia's quest that is tied to Godwyn, but we just don't get any more information. I would have loved to have him be like the final boss of this DLC. I do like how they brought back Radahn, how Moog was able to beat the allegations, you know, respect. I was one of those people that was like, hey man, throw this motherfucker in jail. He should not be out with the living because we killed him. Unfortunately, but see, it was like wrong. Like we shouldn't have killed him because he was doing nothing wrong. He was just being groomed almost. Anyways, I do love all the like little lore bits that we did get in the DLC. I loved how they expanded on the Frenzy Flame. I love how they expanded on like Moog and the Blood Dynasty, and how Mikola was like the biggest part of this, and Saint Trina. A lot of people just thought Saint Trina was going to be this person in the background that no one's ever going to talk about. But I do like how a lot of that stuff was built in, and when Miyazaki came out and said the map was going to be the size of Limgrave, maybe a little less, he was fucking lying. He was fucking lying. And even if it was, like, it is technically just a little bigger than Limgrave, there are just so many, like, underground passages. There's a completely hidden area that you can't, you just literally have to, like, it's not even listed on the map. You just have to, like, follow a path, and it takes you somewhere that the map doesn't even show. And go ahead.
Or doing an emote in front of a certain statue.
Yeah,
and then unlocking a whole other part of the map.
Quite literally everything that you get and see in this DLC, there is something to interact with, and you get something from it. And like Adrian was saying, you get all these different like weapon types that don't like completely break the game. And a lot of it is just like the martial arts stuff, like that stuff I thought it sounded like it was cool, obviously, when they announced it, but I was just like, how are they going to fit this in with Elden Ring? You know, it just doesn't seem like it could fit within the play style of Elden Ring. And then when you get your hands on it, oh my god. Oh,
it's so fun.
So much fun.
It is so fun.
I love it.
And it works.
Martial arts.
FromSoft needs the biggest fucking kudos in the gaming industry right now, because they can turn a game that felt like you could not expand upon it anymore, and then they were able to do that tenfold. And like we were talking about this last episode, Game of the Year conversation, if we could allow DLCs in the Game of the Year conversation, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree would 1,000% win it. 10 out of 10, great game.
I thought you said Cyberpunk's was up for Game of the Year last year or whatever.
No, it didn't win Game of the Year. It was they were trying to get it nominated for Game of the Year so people could choose it, but they wouldn't allow it in the nominations.
I think it's because it's crazy that they don't want to add DLCs into that category because, you know, like this DLC, Shadow of the Erdtree, would dog stomp a lot of the other games that come out. Whole games. And I think that's one reason they kind of limit to just straight up games, because a lot of these bigger corporations, like, I see so many people excited about, this is personal opinion, but as a preface, Call of Duty, like, you're not getting
Whack.
new content from these games. You're not going to get a whole, you don't have storylines to these. Like, you know, you got these guys on real, I'm really dissing here, but base level gamers that don't like stories or don't like any kind of sense of campaign within the games that they're playing. And these are the same guys who are like, it's a DLC, so let's not get it in with this. I think it's because it makes IGN sweat, knowing that everything that they say about all these games that they get paid to do reviews on fail. So
Miserably.
Oh, and by the way, game publishers or game devs, if you want your game reviewed for free, maybe slip in at $20, you know, here and there, but something
for
original.
free,
Yeah. For free dollars,
for free $20.
Yeah, we'll do it for free, but we've got an upload fee.
We'll do
So,
it for free,
get
but
it.
we are about to be homeless soon, so we need your money.
Mm-hmm.